Yes. Well, it's not only like that piece of it, but more of.
All right, everyone, we are going to go on the record. Court is calling 2021 CR 11795, State of Texas versus Angel Gonzales. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Anna Ochoa Nelson, Ally Jackson,
Kathy Compton and Rolando Arguelles for the defendant, Mr. Gonzalez.
And are you Mr. Gonzalez? All right, I know that the state had rested, but I think for purposes of the record, states you need to reopen because we have that exhibit
yes,
that you all agreed to relabel. So any objections to the state reopening for purposes of the exhibit?
Oh, no.
All right, state,
Yes, Your Honor, we would withdraw state's exhibit number 47A and move to admit state's exhibit number 47. We went to prior discussions.
all right, any objections, defense?
No, other than the prior objections that we had made.
And then I'll show you what 14 is like.
All right, then 47A will, I'm sorry, then 47 will be admitted. All right, and with that addition, state, do you rest?
Yes, Your Honor.
And I'll have you re-rest in front of the jurors as well.
And Judge, we're going to ask the court, we're going to make a motion for directed verdict.
Okay,
And I don't have a copy of the indictment in front of me, but I do not believe that the state has met its burden, even the threshold burden of proving each and every element of either one of those paragraphs to a level that it should even get to the jury. So what I'm going to ask the court to do is to find that they have fallen woefully short of their burden in this case, that there is not any evidence with regard to any intent to cause Isaac's death, or in the alternative paragraph that there was any intent to commit serious bodily injury. So, or knowledge. And I think that to proceed and allow the jury at this point to consider that would violate our client's rights to a fair trial. It would violate his constitutional rights under the US Constitution, the Texas Constitution, and it would just deprive him of his right to due process generally.
all right, state response.
Your Honor, all that is required under the law is that the state produce a scintilla of evidence regarding each and every element of an offense. I feel that we've at the very least met that for.
All right,
My argument is that they have not.
okay. All right, that motion will be denied. Defense, are you ready to proceed with your witnesses? And do you have opening statements?
We'll do a brief opening and then we do have witnesses here.
All right. And off the record, just so you know, counsel, I did email the judge from county court at number 6 to let them know
I
that you're here.
appreciate it. Thank
Sure.
you.
Oh, yes,
I'm sorry, may I have a minute to run upstairs to get my medication? I thought
Yes.
it's in my bag. It's
sure.
on my desk.
Okay.
Thank you, Judge. Okay,
All right, thank you. Oh, it's probably going to take her a while to run upstairs. Okay, I'll let you go. All right, thank you.
I'm gonna-
No la pierdas.
No, no. Eso es mi problema.
I looked for, I couldn't find it.
No, they're
Probably
here.
somewhere.
I hide everything from myself.
So silly. But yes, I know.
Yeah, maybe.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, you're welcome. So what will end up happening is state, just so the exhibit is offered in front of the jury, you'll reopen just to offer that exhibit and then close, and then we'll go from there.
Okay, Judge.
All right, we ready? Yes.
All rights for the jury?
Yeah, I mean.
All right, everyone, please be seated. And state, I believe you wanted to reopen just briefly.
Yes, Your Honor, we would like to reopen in order to withdraw State's Exhibit 47A and then to submit State's Exhibit number 47.
Any objection?
No objection.
All right, then that's allowed, and state exhibit number 47 will be admitted and 47A will be withdrawn. With that, do you rest?
Yes, Your Honor, we rest.
Defense, do you have any opening statements?
Yes, Your Honor.
You may proceed.
Thank you. May I please support counsel, ladies and gentlemen? I want to start with this, just a reminder that nothing that lawyers say is evidence. We talk a lot, but what you really need to pay attention to is what you hear from the witness stand. That is where the evidence comes to you from. And opening statements are the attorney's opportunity to let you know what we anticipate our evidence will be. Now, that can be sort of a hopeful and very optimistic process because as you've seen, people can be very complicated. Sometimes getting somebody on the stand, you may or may not hear what you expect to hear as the attorney on either side. But I always believe this, juries know the truth when they see it. And so what we hope to do this afternoon is to allow you, through the witnesses that we are bringing, to have a fuller and much more accurate picture of what went on that day on October 3rd. And to do that, what we hope to do is we hope to go back even further than that, to let you know about these two brothers, to let you know about how Angel and Isaac grew up. There were 3 siblings. There was Isaac, the oldest. There was Angel, and there was Annabelle. And these were 3 kids that unfortunately didn't get to have the childhood that a lot of kids deserve. And that makes me kind of emotional, and please forgive me because I have 2 boys about the same age as Isaac and Angel. These were kids who, from the beginning, had a lot of challenges. Their mother was addicted to drugs. Their father, also Isaac, was an incredibly violent person. And I'm very happy to tell you that the Isaac that Angel knows and Annabelle knows today is very much changed from that younger version of himself. These kids grew up in what most of us in this day and age now we understand a lot more about in this just kind of cyclical, abusive household. They really didn't even get much time with their dad other than when there was violence going on towards their mother. You will learn that eventually Isaac Sr., and I'll just use that to differentiate him from Isaac, the son. So eventually, Isaac Sr., he goes to prison. And one of the times he ended up going to prison was from mercilessly beating Angel's mom when she was pregnant with Angel. So it was a rough childhood. And these kids grew up together and they loved each other and they looked out for each other. And Isaac, unfortunately, modeled a lot of that bad behavior he had seen. But that doesn't mean, and it didn't mean, that Angel didn't love his brother. And it didn't mean that Isaac didn't love Angel. We're going to bring you the other 2 people that were there at the party. And you're going to hear from them. And you're going to hear from them what they saw and what they heard and what they didn't hear. And you're going to hear from the witness stand the things that they saw and the things that they did. And you're going to hear from them that this was not some intentional violent act. This wasn't an intentional and knowing murder. What this was, at the end of all of the evidence, I think we're going to have to come to the very probably unsatisfactory and tragically sad conclusion that nobody including Angel, including Isaac, including anybody at that party, actually knows what happened. And at the end of our evidence, I feel very confident, because I do know that juries know the truth when they see it, that you will understand one thing, that what did not happen at that party was murder.
All right, defense, call your first witness.
Defense calls Angelica Diaz to the stand.
If you'll take a seat here. All right, just have a seat. If you can raise your right hand for me, please. Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right, you can lower your hand. Make sure you keep your voice up so that the members of the jury and the court reporter can hear. And if you'll state your name for the record.
Angelica Diaz.
All right, defense,
May I proceed, Your Honor?
yes.
Good afternoon, Ms. Diaz. How are you?
Afternoon. Good. How are you?
Could you please introduce yourself again to the jury?
My name is Angelica Diaz.
And Ms. Diaz, before we begin, I'm not trying to embarrass you or anything, but have you ever been convicted of a felony or a theft in your life before?
Yes, I have.
And what was that felony you were convicted for?
I had theft of a vehicle and unlawful carrying a weapon.
And when was this?
It was in 2018.
Do you have anything after that?
No.
And have you ever been convicted of a theft?
Just from that time.
And Ms. Diaz, how is it that you know Angel Gonzalez?
I met Angel in 2016 through another friend.
And how old were you when you met him?
I was 23, 24.
And how would you describe your relationship with Angel?
I had got close to Angel right away.
Okay. I'm gonna fast forward you in time to October 3rd of 2021. Do you remember that day?
Yes.
Let's start off before we get to the party. How was it that you found out about this party?
We knew that it was Angel's birthday that day, and he had told us that they were gonna have a little get together at his sister's house. So we all went together to her house that day.
Okay. Who is we?
It was me, my brother Isaiah, and Angel.
And y'all left your residence to attend the party?
Yes,
And do you remember where this party was located at?
it was on Liao Street.
Okay. At what time did you leave for this party?
Probably around 5,
At what time did you arrive at the party?
5:30 maybe.
Who was all there when you arrived at the party?
It was Annabelle, his sister Moses, their 2 daughters, Isaac's girlfriend, and the sister.
Okay. You want to move freely about the well?
Yes.
I'm going to show you what's been previously marked as. I'm going to show you what's been previously marked as State Exhibit number 1. Do you recognize this location?
Yes,
Okay. What is this location of?
that's the side yard of Annabelle's house.
And is this how the party looked at before the incident occurred on this day? The layout.
Yes.
Okay. So on this day, where exactly were you even sitting at this table?
Yes.
Where were you sitting? And if you can come down and to help me just point out in this picture, where it
Um,
is that you were?
Sitting,
You can use my pen for.
I was sitting right here in this area.
Okay. And where was anybody else sitting at this table at
Yes,
that time?
yes, it was Isaac and Isaiah.
Okay. Where, if you can pinpoint where everybody was located.
I believe, Isaiah was sitting right here. Isaac was sitting, right here across from me.
Can you speak up a little?
Isaac was sitting right here across from me. Isaiah was sitting in between us.
Were there anybody else sitting with, you can go back up.
Okay.
Was there anybody else sitting with you at the table at that time?
No, there wasn't.
Was an individual by the name of Christine sitting at the table at that time?
No,
Was an individual by the name of Juliet sitting at the table at that time?
no,
Do you recognize who those two individuals are?
yes,
Do you happen to remember where they were at the time that you were sitting at the table?
yes, they were more towards the other side of the playground, like in the distance with the kids.
Okay. And where was Isaac at this time?
Isaac was sitting on the table with me and Isaiah.
And where was Angel?
Angel was with everybody else, with the kids before he had walked to the table where we were sitting at.
And what happens when Angel arrives at the table?
There was a misunderstanding and it would seem that Isaac had got upset about something that was said. But again, it was a misunderstanding and they got exchanged words and got into an argument.
And just if you know, do you know what that misunderstanding was about?
Yes, it was, Angel had said, cause he had said that he loves his nieces and nephews like he loves his dogs.
And did you take that to mean that that was him being derogatory to his nieces?
No. Anybody who knows Angel knows that he loves his animals, he loves his dogs.
Does Angel have any animals?
He did, yes.
What type of animals?
He had, a really big, those really big ones. I'm not too sure what they're called, but he had two of them. And then he would take care of my pit bull too. So he had 3 dogs at one point.
Was it the big Great Danes, like the Scooby-Doo?
Yes, the Great Danes, there you go, yes.
Do you remember their name?
I don't remember the names.
So then afterwards, after the misunderstanding, what occurred?
Angel was standing up, on the left side of me. Isaac proceeded to get up. Again, things were already heated. And, Isaac had reached over to and took a swing on Angel.
Do you remember if when he swung at Angel, did he have any contact with Angel?
I think because I was in the middle, I flinched and I kind of wasn't. I wasn't looking, like I kind of was trying to get out the way.
Okay, so describe to me, what is it that you did to try and get out of the way?
Again, I was sitting right here in the corner, so I think I probably had gotten up. And when I got up, by the time I looked, they were already both on the ground.
Okay.
It happened really quick.
Can I have you step out of the well again?
Yes.
Just to give context of the jury, this is the slide right here. Where were you?
From the slide?
Correct. If we're looking at the picture right there, say exhibit number 1, and this is the slide. It ends right here. Where were you?
I was over here on this side. The slide was still a good little distance, probably from me to you. That's all the slide was.
Okay. And where did the fight ensue?
It ended up, kind of where the fan is at, and like in between the fan and the pavement. They were laying right there on the ground. They were in the ground.
And how far away were they from you? Give me distance, like
Probably
from me to
from,
you.
I'm right here. They were probably like right here.
It's like this close to you.
Yes.
Yeah. And at that point, can you describe to me how the brothers were?
I'm sorry.
At that point, can you describe to me how the brothers were?
When, at the moment, when on the
Correct.
ground,
Yes.
Angel was on the floor facing up and Isaac was on top of Angel. They were, both, their heads facing this way. Again, Isaac was on top of Angel and Angel was on the ground.
Before they got on their ground, were there any punches thrown at each other?
I don't remember.
Can you describe to me, so was Angel with his back towards the ground, or how was he looking?
His back was on the ground, he was facing up, and they were kind of face to face. Isaac being on top of Angel.
Did you happen to see if there was a knife?
I saw that there was a knife, yes.
Do you happen to know who had the knife?
No, I don't know who pulled out the knife.
Did you happen to see them struggling over a knife?
Yes, I did see them with like trying to get the knife, had both in their hand, they were fighting for it.
Okay. How is it? Do you know whose hand was on the handle of the knife?
I don't remember.
So you don't know whether if Angel's hand was on it or if Isaac's hand was on it.
No, I don't remember.
Do you remember how long the fight lasted? Or how long they were on the ground? I'm sorry.
Probably 5 to 10 seconds.
Okay. What happened after that?
After they had separated, we left. Me, Isaiah, and Angel.
How was it that they separated?
I'm not too sure. It happened really quick.
Where did you leave?
We left to the apartment we were staying at on the northeast side.
And if I remember correctly, you said you drove to this location, correct?
Yes.
Is it accurately to say that your car was parked where the police car was at?
Yes, probably, where this car was at, the one in front of it. That's where we're parked.
That's where your vehicle was parked.
Yes.
And who did you leave with?
Isaiah and Angel.
And why is it that you felt that you all had to leave?
I was in shock and I was scared, and I was just the first in seat to I didn't want to be around it to leave.
Who was the driver of the vehicle when you were leaving?
It was me.
At any point, did you threaten anybody that you were gonna run them over, kick anybody, punch anybody?
No, I didn't.
Did you hear anybody?
No.
Where did y'all head to?
We left to the apartment we were staying out on the northeast side.
And who, was that your apartment, your brother's apartment? Angel's
It was
apartment?
all of ours. We're all staying there.
May I approach the witness, Your Honor?
Yes. And just for a moment, ladies and gentlemen, I'm filling in for another judge as presiding judge. So when you see people at the back of the courtroom that are officers, it has absolutely nothing to do with this case. And so sometimes I see them and I'll let the deputies know so they can bring the paperwork to me.
I'm gonna show you what's been previously marked as defendant's exhibit number 4. Do you recognize the individual in that picture?
Yes,
And who is that?
that's Angel.
Do you happen to know when that picture was taken?
It was taken October 3rd.
Where was this picture taken at? What location?
I mean, that was the apartment that we were staying at.
I'm gonna show you what's been marked as defense exhibit number 3. Do you recognize the individual in this picture?
Yes,
Do you know when or about this picture was taken?
that was taken October 3rd.
Do you know at what location this picture was taken?
It was at the apartment that we were staying at on the northeast side
How do you know that that was taken at the apartment where you were residing?
because I was taken on my phone.
Now I'm gonna show you what's been previously marked as defense exhibit number 5. Do you recognize the individual in this picture?
Yes,
And who is the individual in this picture?
that's Angel.
And how do you know that that is Angel Gonzales?
Because that was the day that we were in the vehicle, I guess, on the way back to the apartment.
Now, at this moment, I'm gonna tender these pictures to to state's counsel for any objection.
No objection.
All right, and what are the numbers, please?
That is defense exhibit number 3, 4, and 5.
All right, defense exhibits 3, 4, and 5 are admitted without objection.
Permission to publish.
Granted.
Thanks. So, Ms. Diaz, I'm showing you what's been marked as the. Yeah. I'm showing you what's been marked as defense exhibit number 3. Who is the individual in this picture?
That's Angel.
And this picture was taken where?
It was at the apartment on the northeast side. It was taken on my phone.
And can you by any chance see what it is that he has here on his nose?
Yes, he was cut really bad on his nose. It was like sliced, so I think he like kind of glued it together.
Do you know with what he was cut? If you know.
I was assuming it was cut with a knife. It looked like a slice.
Now I'm gonna show you what's been marked as defense exhibit number 4. And who's the individual in this picture?
You know,
And where was this picture taken?
I was staying at the apartment as well.
And do you happen to know how he sustained this injury right here on his left eyebrow?
It looks like a punch.
Objection, Your Honor, speculation.
All right, that'll be sustained to speculation.
I'll withdraw the question. And now I'm showing you what's been marked as defense exhibit number 5. Who is the individual in this picture?
That's Angel.
And do you happen to know where this picture was taken?
It was in the vehicle on the way back to the apartment.
So Ms. Diaz, what happened after you got to the apartment?
We were there, we were all kind of freaking out and we didn't know what was going on at that point.
Do you happen to know at what time did you find out that Angel's brother Isaac had passed away?
It was around between 10 and 11, 10:30 maybe.
And what happened after that?
Again, Angel was in shock, we were all in shock and Angel had ended up bleeding after, like shortly after.
If I may take you a little bit back in time, did you by any chance have an interview with the Detective Hamilton?
Yes,
And what was it that you told Detective Hamilton?
I told him the same story that I'm saying right now.
Would it surprise you that in the interview, he alleges that you told him that Angel was the one that initially slapped Isaac?
Yes, that would surprise me.
Is that your recollection of that event?
No,
So your recollection of that event is that Isaac slapped Angel on that day.
yes,
And you happen to testify earlier that you met Angel in 2016, correct?
yes,
Had you met Isaac previously to October 3rd of 2021?
yes, I met them all the same day.
Had you had any previous interactions with Isaac prior to October 3rd of 2021?
Yes, a couple interactions.
Was there anything about this family that stood out to you?
Mm. Like I said, I was more close to Angel when I had met them.
Was there any other occasions where you actually dealt with both Isaac and Angel?
Yes, we had I had a birthday party, I think in 2017, and Angel was there and so was Isaac as well.
And why does that particular birthday party stand out to you?
Objection, Your Honor, specific instance of conduct.
May we approach Judge?
Yes, you may approach. and gentlemen, my understanding, we will finish today as far as with all the testimony. But I'm gonna have to ask you all to step back for a moment and I will bring you all out at no later than 2:20. Okay, and remember my previous instructions. All right, everyone, please be seated, and you're still under oath. Defense?
May I proceed, Your Honor?
Yes.
Ms. Diaz,
Yes.
to everything that you know about Isaac, would you agree or disagree that he has a violent character?
Good.
No further questions, pass the witness.
State?
Ms. Diaz, you mentioned that you were convicted of was it theft of vehicle in 2018?
Yes.
And we talked about you driving to the party and then driving away from the party after the incident. Is that right?
Yes.
Whose car was that?
I'm not too sure whose car it was.
It was stolen, wasn't it?
Correct.
Objection relevant?
That'll be overruled.
I'm gonna show you what's been marked. And admitted as defendants. Exhibits 3, 4, and 5. Okay, I'm showing you defendants 3 again. What color shirt is Angel wearing in this picture?
It's like a black or a navy blue.
But what color shirt was he wearing at the party?
I don't remember.
You don't remember? Do you remember telling Detective Hamilton that he was wearing a white shirt?
Yes, that rings a bell. He was wearing a white shirt.
Do you remember what you told Detective Hamilton about what he did with that white shirt?
I don't remember.
You don't remember. Would it surprise you if you told the detective that Angel threw his clothes in the dumpster?
I can't remember that part back.
Would it surprise you if he said that?
No, it surprised me.
I'm gonna show you defense exhibit 4. Is Angel's hair wet in that photo?
It looks wet, or like, it does look wet.
Had he just gotten out of the shower?
I don't remember.
Was he washing the blood off his face?
Eventually he did them.
Was this before or after he threw his clothes in the dumpster?
I don't remember.
I'm gonna show you defense exhibit number 5. Is that white shirt we were just talking about?
Yes.
Okay. And you said this was in the back of the car as y'all were getting away.
Yes, we're leaving to the apartment.
So instead of being concerned about his brother, Angel's taking selfies in the back of the car.
I guess just to see that he was injured as well.
Pass the witness.
Nothing further, Your Honor.
All right, is this witness excused?
From the state judge.
On the defense.
All right, you may step down. Defense, call your next witness.
The defense calls Isaiah Gutierrez.
Can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear affirm the testimony you give will be the truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record, and be sure to keep your voice up so that members of the jury and the court reporter can hear.
Yes, ma'am.
All right,
My name is Isaiah Gutierrez.
all right. Defense?
Thank you, Your Honor. Hi, Mr. Gutierrez, how are you today?
I'm doing good. How are you doing today, sir?
Good, good, thank you for asking. Mr. Gutierrez, how is it that you came to meet Angel Gonzalez?
I met him through my sister.
And when was that?
I want to say back in 2019.
And how did? Who's your sister?
Angelica.
Was that the individual that was just here previously?
Yes, sir.
And would you consider Angel to be a good friend to you? What was your relationship?
Yeah, he was a good friend to me. Like I said, I knew him through my sister, and that's how I met him.
Did y'all hang out a lot before or no?
Here and there, when I would be with my sister, he would be around, so I would hang out also.
I'm gonna take you a little bit back in time to October 3rd of 2021. Do you remember that day?
Yes, a little bit. Not everything, but I do.
Let's start off at the beginning of that day. What was it that you were gonna do that day?
Honestly, I just got invited to a barbecue, and because it was Angel's birthday, so I got invited and we went to the barbecue.
And who invited you to the?
My sister and Angel.
How did y'all go to? the barbecue?
I got a ride with my sister.
Was it in your sister's vehicle?
I believe so.
And do you remember where the party was located?
I believe it was at his sister's house.
Do you remember at what time roughly you arrived there?
I do not remember.
And when you arrived at said party, who was all there?
It was his sister. I don't remember exactly all the names because I met them all just that day. So it was the sister, his brother's wife. I believe his sister's kids and the sister's boyfriend.
And was the party an inside or outside party?
It was an outside party. Like I said, we're having a barbecue.
And I'm gonna show you what's been previously marked up. State's exhibit number 1. Is this an accurate depiction of how the party looked like before the incident occurred?
Yes, sir.
And if you may come down. Come on. I'm gonna give you my pen and I just want you to point exactly as to where you were sitting and who else was sitting at the table at this time.
Okay, so I was sitting, I believe, in this chair or either this chair.
Okay.
Because I was sitting in the middle. My sister was sitting on the outside, I believe on this chair. Isaac was sitting on this chair, either one. Either, because I remember I was in the middle. So it was either this chair or this chair I was sitting on. Isaac was sitting on the outside. My sister was sitting right here.
Well, was there anybody else sitting at the table with you?
No, sir.
Was there an individual by the name of Juliet sitting at the table?
No, sir.
Was there an individual by the name of Christine sitting at the table?
No, sir. It was
Do
just
you-
us at the table.
Do you
I
reckon,
need y'all to slow down, please. Thank you.
do you recognize those names?
No, like I said, I don't remember them by names.
And you said, where was Angel at this time?
Angel was in the yard playing like with everybody else because everybody else was in the yard playing with the kids.
And at what time, or if you remember, when did Angel come and sit down with you?
I believe we were all sitting, me, Isaac, and my sister were sitting at the table. That's when Angel came from the yard while he was playing with the kids, came and made a comment. That's when Isaac took it offensive and it was a misunderstanding. They just kind of went from there.
And what was that misunderstanding, if you remember?
I don't believe exactly what was said, but I know Angel said something about his nieces reminding him of his like little puppies or his dogs or something like that. I don't remember exactly what was said.
And do you know if he meant that to be derogatory towards his nieces?
Oh no, I know Angel himself. He loves dogs. I know that since the day I met him. 'Cause
Does Angel actually have any pets?
Yeah, I believe he had 2. He had I believe a Great Dane or they're big dogs.
So then what happened after this argument ensued?
So after the argument happened, words were exchanged and Isaac made a comment like, "You better calm down before I slap you," and that's when it led. More words were exchanged. It led out of hand, and Isaac got up and swung across the table and slapped Angel, and that's when they kind of just fumbled and winded up on the ground wrestling.
And let me stop you right there. So Isaac got up and slapped Angel.
Yeah, he swung across the table because, like I said, I was right in the middle, so I saw what happened.
Did he slap him with the right hand or with the left hand? Do you remember?
It was, I believe, a right hand.
And then after that, what occurred?
That's when it happened so quick. Like I said, they winded up on the ground. It wasn't even like, I want to say a minute or so, and they winded up on the ground fumbling. And I was gonna go break it up myself, but that's when I heard there was a knife. My sister yelled out, "Hey, there's a knife, watch out." So I backed up from them fumbling because I didn't want to get hurt myself.
And if you were sitting in the blue chair, whenever they ended up on the ground, where did you go? Did you go to the left? Did you go to the right?
I went to the left because they were on the ground right there, right where the other side of the table was. And so I was gonna go walk up to them and break them up. But that's when my sister was standing right there and said she saw the knife herself. And that's when I backed up because I didn't see no knife or anything.
Mr. Gutierrez, if I can have you come down real quick again.
So,
Just to show the jury, let's pretend that this is the slide right here. So if you're sitting on the blue table, when they started arguing, did you go this way or did you go this way?
I went this way.
So you went to my left or to your, if I'm you,
Yeah,
I'm
okay.
sitting on the
I went
blue-
to my right.
okay. And where did you go after that?
I walked up to that pavement where you could see on the other side of that chair, because they were still on that pavement right there area. they didn't wind up off the grass or anything, they still were on the pavement. And so I walked to, like I said, my right, and as I was gonna go break them up, I believe my sister was standing on the other side of that tree, and that's when she saw that they're fumbling with a knife in their hands. And so I backed up from the situation.
And if you can describe it to me, where was Angel located and where was Isaac located on the ground?
Okay, Angel was on his back facing up, and Isaac was on top.
And do you remember who brought out the knives?
I do not remember, like I said, I didn't see the knife, I didn't even know there was a knife involved.
There you go. Thank you. So you never saw the knife?
No, sir.
You were told that there was a knife when you were trying to separate them?
Yes, after I was told there was a knife, that's when I realized, like, I just backed up, you know what I mean? I'm like, I don't wanna be in there, I don't wanna be in the situation that there's a knife in there.
And if you remember, how long were they on the ground?
Like I said, it wasn't even like a minute or so, like it was about like 30 to 45 seconds, happened also quick.
And then what happened once they got separated?
Once they got separated, I believe I remember Isaac walking to the slide and he was there, they were still exchanging words, I don't remember exact words that were exchanged. But that's when we fell out of place and we winded up taking off. Because we didn't know how serious the incident was, we didn't know what was gonna happen or anything, we just winded up leaving because we fell out of place. Yes, ma'am, I apologize.
If you can repeat your answer again, just so that Madam Court Reporter can take it down.
Yes, like I said, he separated, he got up off of him, he realized that I guess he was stabbed. And so from that on, we winded up separating because we just didn't want to be there anymore. We didn't know what was going on. We didn't know what was gonna happen. Like, we don't know if they were looking at us bad because we were the guest with Angel, you know what I mean?
I mean, were you scared?
Yes, of course I was scared. I've never been in a situation like that myself. I've never been in anything like that.
Were you scared that any of the other people at that party could retaliate against you?
Yes, possibly. Like I said, I don't know, and not serious, but like that was my first time meeting them. I didn't know anybody there. I didn't know nothing, so I was just with my sister as a guest there at Angel's birthday party, and we wound up leaving.
And did all three of you like run away?
We didn't run. No, it wasn't no running thing because we are there saying like we're sorry for everything that happened. We didn't know any of this was gonna happen, so we just wound up leaving.
Did you or any of the three of you make any threats against anybody at that party?
No,
You or who was driving the car?
my sister.
Did she try to run over anybody?
No.
So what happened after you left? Where did you go to?
After we left, we went to the apartment that we were staying at.
And then at what time did you come to learn that Angel's brother Isaac had passed away?
I don't know the exact time, but I know it was already like hours after the situation. It was already nighttime. And that's when I believe he got a call from his sister and he found out what happened and he took off.
And what did you do after that?
After that, I was in shock myself. I didn't know what to do myself. I was just really surprised. Like I was lost out of words. I didn't know what to say.
And prior to this occasion, had you ever met Isaac before?
No, that was the first time I ever met.
Nothing further, Your Honor. Pass the witness.
State.
Judge, can you give me 1 second, please?
Yes.
Judge, sorry, thank you.
No problem. All right, state.
Mr. Gutierrez? Is that
Yes,
right?
ma'am.
What's your birthday?
9/16/02.
Can you spell your first name for me?
IZAIH.
No questions, Judge.
All right, is this witness excused?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Judge.
All right, you may step down.
ma'am.
Call your next witness.
Judge, we'll call Gabriela Zapata.
Thanks.
Judge, for the record, we are gonna ask to voir dire this witness outside the presence of the jury.
All right. Can I have parties approach?
You want the witness to?
Yes.
Can you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right, you can lower your hand. You're gonna have to make sure you keep your voice up so that members of the jury can hear and the court reporter can hear. All right, if you'll state your name for the record.
Gabriela Zapata.
Defense?
Thank you, Your Honor. Good afternoon, Gabriela. Can you introduce yourself to our jury and tell them how you know Angel?
My name is Gabriela and I know Angel. He is Isaac's brother. And Isaac is my son's father.
Okay. Now, did you grow up here in San Antonio?
I did.
And how old are you now?
33.
33?
Yes.
How old were you when you met Isaac?
I was 19.
And how did you meet him?
We went to high school together,
And what high school did you go to?
Linear High School.
Okay. And around what year would that have been that you met him?
It was 2011.
Do you remember what grade you